What's up, ladies and gentlemen? You are now watching Kinetic Outcome, and we are with TXMIYAMA, Jap Boy.
Jap Boy.
So to get it started, just a little bit of introduction of yourself.
Well, honestly, there's not much to say about myself. I guess I'm a bilingual rapper. I never really saw myself doing this as a full-time thing until recently, when I just shot a music video for one of my singles, Outsiders, and then shout out to Mart. He's the guy who filmed it. I call him Video Jesus. And then yeah, after that video, kind of, I wouldn't say it took off, but it did a lot better than I thought, and people started catching on like, yo, this is dope. And then I was like, shit, like maybe I could work something out with it. And then like people are rapping my song every time they see me, and like they hype me up, and I'm like, yo, like I'm gonna try to take this full time. So I guess I'm a rapper now, but I'm also like a bartender. I work 2 jobs. I work in an office where I make alcohol. And really, there's not much to say about me, man. I'm just a normal family guy trying to make a living. I'm out here broke, man. Hong Kong's a tough ass city to live in, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, that's about it. Regular guy.
Well, what about throughout the process? Like, like what inspired you or triggered that rap thing in you when you were younger to now?
I guess I started writing when I was like 14, 15-ish. And it's actually like a really different reason. It's not like I was like, I want to be a rapper, like these guys are cool. It was more like I started writing more like just, I want to say a diary, because diaries sound mad homo, but like I just started writing out my thoughts because I have like, I guess I'll just put this on camera. I have like severe anxiety and depression, and I just want to write my thoughts out. And then I started rhyming those thoughts. It wasn't like any like trap shit that you hear in my music videos. It was just like thoughts about my day, about how shitty I felt. And I started just rhyming them, and then, yeah, I guess I got good at it, and then I wasn't exactly comfortable to let out that side of me to the public, so I started writing music where maybe people could relate. And I started off writing like jazzy type of raps, and like old school beats. So it wasn't always the trap shit that, like I was rapping over. And then I guess what triggers it is depression, as fucked up and sad ass as that sounds, but that's how I got into writing, honestly. Like I just started writing out my thoughts to clear my head, and then yeah, they just slowly turned into rap, and yeah, here we are now. So
Okay. Well, you talked about earlier a little bit of the part where people started supporting you.
yeah.
So this question is like
dope.
actually part of that. Like, what's the rewarding part and the challenging part of the process now?
The challenging part definitely is following up, because nobody really expected me to drop a single, because I've always been like kind of, I guess, shy and self-conscious to the point where I didn't put myself forward. So then like after this first music video, like people caught on, and then I released the second one, and like I got the same like, yo, this is dope feedback, but it wasn't like as crazy as the first. So I guess following up is more difficult than, like just popping up on the scene, I guess. So I'm just trying to keep like a steady wave of content coming. So 2018, I'm not gonna like put out my plans there, because I don't really know yet. I don't really plan out things like this. But hopefully I could follow up and build upon it. And then you said the most rewarding part, yeah? I don't know, most rewarding part I guess is just working in the bar. And then the DJ, shout out to Anise, that's my homeboy. He was in one of my videos, 2 of my videos actually. When Anise plays my song and then everybody in the crowd starts singing along, yo, that shit fire. Like that makes me feel like, oh, it's crazy, because I just started out with like writing shit in my notebook, and then now people are actually like singing along to my shit. It's like, it's a trip for me. Like it still hasn't really caught on, like it's not like I'm famous or nothing, but I'm very humbled by people actually liking my stuff. So yeah, that's very rewarding, man.
Cool. Well, what do you think of the people's approach to the hip-hop culture here in terms of both English and Cantonese side?
English and I guess in Hong Kong they don't really give you as much respect if you, like, this is coming from the local point of view, but then of course like locals are going to support their own local artists, and I respect that, because you got to kind of maintain your own, I guess. But then yeah, you could say the local Hong Kong crowd aren't as open to like the international scene, but they're catching on, because dudes like Nile Heisen, he dope. I think he next up. This guy could freestyle for like 2 hours straight. I can't freestyle for like 20 seconds, so like this guy next up. But people like Nile, I feel, are like bridging that gap between Canto and international rap in Hong Kong, which I think is dope. So people are starting to see the best of both worlds. But then right now I feel like it's a bit divided. And that's okay because, you know, eventually I feel like we're gonna mix up and everyone's gonna collab together and stuff like that. But in general, like, what was the question again? Something about international, right?
Oh, like, how do you feel about Hong Kong's approach to culture, like both English and Cantonese?
I guess Hong Kong is kind of opening up. You got hip hop events hosted by this guy, saying, and where was that place? After Dark and Beyond.
Yeah.
Right? Like
that was at Christmas.
Yeah. There's been a lot of
that opened another door.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
We have one more in TST in February.
It's TST, the local scene, right? And then what else was there? You got events in Fly, and there were a couple local people who showed up. It was like a mix of local and international. So I feel like, you know, people like him, people like Now are just bridging that gap, and I think it's dope because it's finally, Hong Kong hip hop is finally starting to catch on. Yeah, that's how I feel.
Well, up next is like, what would you, if anything in mind, would suggest or address to everyone else who are into the hip hop culture? Like your own point of view, because that's the purpose of this whole thing anyway, with everybody's POV.
So you want to know my point of view about Hong Kong hip hop?
Yeah, like anything you want to address that could improve or what we should build on more. Positive, negative, but anything that can be improved.
Oh, okay.
If there's anything.
I also should, first of all, 88 Rising should have come here for what's it called, for a show or something like that. Like they had an Asia tour and they skipped out on Hong Kong. Like I was a little salty. I wouldn't say salty. I was a little sad about that because I went to see them and like it would have been dope. You know, I look up to them. So Hong Kong just got to stop, like, you know, like getting overlooked, I guess you could say. Like, of course, you have like a couple of events, like a couple of hip hop artists coming through once in a while, but you know, most of the time they go to Macau or something like that, and they don't really come through to Hong Kong. So I feel like we need more of those like big time artists coming here, and then maybe like people can like open for them, like local artists and stuff like that. Because I know that in the States, like when rappers and stuff, they go to another rapper city, they'll bring out like up and coming artists and stuff like that, you know, like give them a little bit of love, like local love. I feel like Hong Kong definitely needs that. And in terms of, right? Yeah, in terms of everything else, so I feel like Hong Kong hip hop is definitely moving in the right direction, like slowly but surely. And honestly, like as long as it's moving, it could be slow, you know what I mean? Because it's eventually gonna get there. So yeah.
Okay.
I'm optimistic.
So like your most recent tracks have been a little bit of trap mix, right?
It's mostly trap, yeah.
But then what sound or genre would people or should be expecting from you for the upcoming works? Like 2018?
Ooh.
Like are you gonna do a fresh sound or?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah.
I don't even know because I don't, like I said, I don't really plan ahead. Like I'm retarded like that. Will I get in trouble for using that word?
Nah.
Probably not. I'm not famous. Anyway, yeah. So I actually don't really have much plans for songs. It's just I got like 2 songs that I got planned. One's definitely trap. The other is more like I guess Travis Scott type. It's like trap, but it's like melodic. You know what I mean? So it's like a mix between rap and singing, I guess. Shout out to Auto-Tune, that shit fire. Yeah. Honestly, I don't know because I'm actually
just starting.
No, not even that. Like I look like a straight up like I only listen to hip hop and rap, but yo, I don't, like if you check my fucking iPod right now, like it's just straight R&B and shit like that. So I do want a song where it's like more mellow, like jazzy and shit, and then get like a singer on it. But yeah, I don't really have much planned, but I do probably, like I am probably gonna stick to the trap wave only because everyone's riding it. But then I guess I'll go back to where I started from, I guess you could say, like back to the realer shit, I guess, like where people will actually sit down and listen to lyrics. Because right now we live in the age where people don't listen to the lyrics, man. All you gotta do is throw in a couple like skirt, skirt, and like, and then you got yourself a song. Like, you know, like nobody actually listens to what people are saying, so.
It's the beat.
It's the beat pretty much, and 80% of it is just the production of it. Yeah, so I guess I'll ride that wave, but kind of keep it real on the low also, like put out like a couple of real songs.
Well, so far what I liked is even though you were still part of that wave, you're still pretty real in those lyrics.
Yeah, I try my best.
Yeah, like, I like that. I like that part.
Like people are like turning up to it, but when people actually sit down and listen, it's like, oh shit, he's saying some real shit. Like, I guess that's cool too, you know? I'll stick with that.
All right. Well, next is who do you look who do you look up to most? Like, doesn't have to be just an artist.
Uh-huh.
Could be someone else, like an entrepreneur. I don't know.
Damn, that's a good question. Definitely the first person I look up to is my grandfather. That's just on like a personal level. Like this guy was like straight old school Japanese, like doesn't really show emotion, but he was as real as they come, you know, rest in peace my grandpa. But he kind of taught me like you're not gonna get shit if you don't work hard for it, you know, and like that's very cliche, but he kind of showed it to me, you know what I mean? Like he quit work when he was like 85, but until then he was working his ass off. Like he didn't even have to work, like he got pension and shit coming in, but he was just working for no reason. And like he just showed me like, yo, never stop working. And then he was like in Japanese culture especially, like tattoos are associated with yakuza and like gangsters, and like it's a very negative social stigma. But then when I told him I had tats, like he not once judged me, and like I was very surprised because I thought he was gonna like chop my head off. He sleeps next to a samurai sword, he real as fuck. I thought he was gonna like cut me or some shit, but he was like, yo, it's cool. And like I don't know, just the way he handles himself, the way he carries himself, it's like very old school and traditional, and I like that, and I want to be like him, I guess.
Strong character.
Strong character, yeah. And in terms of artists, pretty much any artist that came from nothing, I gotta respect it, because man, like I always tell people I'm broke, but these people were like really, really broke, you know what I mean? And like they came from nothing, they put themselves out there and they made it. Like yeah, you could always respect anybody that's got hustle. And like I guess in the Hong Kong scene, I respect you guys, man. Shit, like
Same here, man.
I'm lazy as fuck, so like I respect people who like get together on a Saturday, like sit down and do interviews with random motherfuckers like me for like 6 hours. Like yo, it takes a lot of hustle to do that. Cause right now I'm hungover, and like I don't feel like doing shit except eating and sleeping and watching episodes of Power and shit like that. So like I don't know how these guys do it with that motivation, but yeah, I look up to y'all for sure, man.
Cool. And yeah, just last two questions. It's,
Oh, yeah? That's fast.
You know, in terms of like critics or friends that you expected to maybe support you, like it doesn't bother me personally, but what about you?
What you mean?
Like critics, unreasonable comments and all that, like does it affect you or not? Or maybe it did in the past, and how is it now? How'd you go through it?
In terms of music, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. So far, like nobody's really told me like, yo, you're whack. So, like I will welcome constructive criticism anytime. Like I actually want to know, like if my song was trash, please tell me, like where can I do better? Because life is just constantly trying to like outdo yourself and yourself only. You shouldn't like use other people as a benchmark, because that shit just gonna drive you crazy and you're just gonna be sad as hell. Like, oh, he's doing better than me. Oh, he sounds dope. Like, fuck that. Like, just, you know, like, compete against yourself. But, so far, like, yeah, no one's really come out and said I'm trash. Or, yo, your flow whack. Or, yo, your Japanese is... Oh, Kazu. Shout out to my cousin, Kazu. He weird. But that's my brother. Kazu told me my Japanese, my grammar was wrong or some shit like that. But besides that, like, yeah. Nothing much. But then critics, like, please do tell me where I could do better, because I want to know. So yeah, I completely welcome it. I'm not gonna be all up in the YouTube comments like, fuck you, you ain't doing shit, you sleep on your mom's couch. I'm not gonna say that. Like, if you got some shit to say, please tell me. But yeah.
Dope. Well, you did mention you don't have as much planned ahead yet.
No plans. I don't know what I'm gonna do tomorrow, and tomorrow's fucking New Year's. I don't know, but we're gonna see.
Yeah, you should celebrate. Well, if you do have plans to head on later, just keep us updated.
Yeah, we'll do, man. You guys are dope.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, TXMIYAMA,
Sorry,
Jack Boy.
I'm really hungover.
Check him out.
Yeah.
Kinetic Outcome.
Jab Boy.